Welcome to the King of Random. I'm Creed, and today, candy's getting what's coming for it. I love candy way too much, if I'm being honest, and I know it's bad for me, which is why I stopped eating it. But I did realize that I do have a bit of a problem. You know, I've got kids now, so I probably ought to set a better example. Probably should eat less candy, be a little healthier, you know, on my side as well. But mostly just, I gotta set example, or I can't show them me eating candy all the time. The real problem is those greedy little seagulls never get off my back. They're constantly trying to eat my candy, and we just can't have that. It's my candy. So I knew I had three choices. One, I could stop eating candy. That way that they wouldn't see me eating it all the time and they'll be a little healthier. Two, I could try hiding it. Problem is my house doesn't have very many good hiding places. Clearly, those didn't work. So I had to go with option number three. I had to fight back. Not against my kids though. Those guys are terrifying. They'd beat me up for sure. I needed to defeat sugar itself to be free from its grasp. That makes no sense. Don't listen to him, he doesn't know what he's saying. He's no candy expert. Now it's true, I don't know anything about candy either, but I do know you can only fight fire with fire. Well, all right, that's not really working. Yeah, it's not working. But you get what I'm saying. You've heard it before, you're supposed to fight fire with fire, right? That makes even less sense. Fighting fire with fire would just make even more fire. Okay, fair enough, but candy is very strong, so I needed to make sure that I made something that was even stronger. Now here's the thing, I've never made candy before. The closest I've come, I think, is making a gingerbread house when I was a kid. So I devised a plan to level up my candy smithing abilities. All right, let's make some candy. A little extra for good measure. That was half of what I meant it to be. Honestly, that's fine anyway, because I was doubling the recipe. So maybe I don't double the recipe, because that's already filling that up a lot. Well, it smells like burnt sugar in here. Let's not do that again. I'm gonna go ahead and half the recipe for this next round. Round two, hopefully this one goes a little bit better than the last one. Thought that might happen. All right, I'm gonna let those cool down for a minute and then we'll go in for another round here in a bit. So it's between 300 and 310. So let's get this into here. We'll pour it into these. I have a couple different molds here. I'm making my actual target, what's gonna be our enemy that we will combat at the end of this video. As that cools, it will harden really well and become basically like a really thick glass. So it should be strong, but also shatter. So as I'm filling this up, you're probably going to ask yourself, isn't that way too full? That's fun though. Level one is to make a knife. Now this is definitely not a knife yet, but we'll get there. So what are you gonna test it against? That's a good question. So for this test, I thought that it would be appropriate to cut a tomato. You know what, I think I'm going to give myself a wrapped handle real quick. I'd rather have this stuck to my hand than just the straight sugar. I can lick this off. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah. Woohoo! Check that out. That is amazing. No freaking way. I'm very pleased with those results. That's amazing. Look at that. That's a pretty thin slice of tomato. That's a win, and it gives me so much hope for the next test. So for the second test, I wanted to make like a mace of sorts. So I grabbed a mold for a candle, and then I wove together some other candy, and I put a big chunk of hard candy on the end, a ball. This is my first target. Ow, it cut me. That is just a silicone mold, and this is gonna be our target. Have you ever seen a mace made out of candy before? 100% candy. I wonder how long it's gonna last. Whoa! Oh, nice. Completely shattered the target, broke the ball. Fascinating. Wonderful shot. You can see that breaking apart now. And now the third and final test is a sword. Yeah, this one's gonna be hard because I'm gonna have to make something that's long and also has enough strength and rigidity that it's not going to break when it's being swung. So that's gonna be a challenge. We'll see if I can make that happen. My first attempt did not go as planned. I even tried to fix it with some sugar glue. Yeah, that didn't work either. So we're gonna try that again. Told you I'd make a candy sword, so that's what I've done. Pretty sharp blade, obviously uneven because that's incredibly difficult, but look how clear it is. That's cool. I'm gonna wrap the handle, and then this thing is going to meet a violent end with a pumpkin. That, my friends, is a sword. It's probably mostly akin to like a katana, even though it's the thickest one that's ever been made, probably. Let's go cut a pumpkin. And then if it works against the pumpkin, then we will be using it against our enemy here, the embodiment of sugar and candy itself, metaphorically. We are going to smash a pumpkin with this sword. Hopefully it'll cut through it. And hopefully it'll survive. If it does, it's going for our enemy. If it doesn't, I have another plan for the enemy, so stick around and see what that looks like. Basically gonna Happy Gilmore this, because I have no formal training in swinging a sword. It did not survive. That broke in so many ways. The pumpkin is much stronger than the sugar. The sugar is much stronger than me. Then I brought out the big guns. And by guns, I literally mean that. I got an air rifle that was made by Grant. I made a couple new barrels for it, and I made some sugar projectiles. So we're gonna use this like paper towel as wadding and see if we can destroy this pumpkin with some of these projectiles we made. Huh, we put a dent in the pumpkin. I think that's gonna be enough to shatter our enemy there. So I'm gonna move it. We'll break this guy. 3, 2, 1. Oh. It survived. No way. Okay, so this proves our principle, right? The initial one, the first one we did, it broke. Shattered. Granted, it wasn't as thick, but it also didn't have all of this stuff inside to strengthen it. Wow. That's sweet. It totally survived. It cracked all the way through, but the gummy candy inside saved it from totally shattering apart. Turned out the enemy won, so I'm gonna have to keep eating candy. This will be behind the desk for quite some time, and maybe it'll get smaller with time. You'll see. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this, and we'll see you in the next one.